is what is called a blip. I call it a blip for now, and then I'll replace the word blip with something else. Blip is going to the nearest key. Let's start on C, and you could just do one finger like this for me. What would be the nearest key or the blip that way going up? Is it this white key or is it this black key? The nearest one is the black key, right? It's kind of nearer. So from C, if I go, please go to the nearest key up, you'll go here. Please go from there to the nearest key up, you'll go here. Nearest key up, you'll go here. Nearest key up, you'll go here. Blip up. Oh, this one is a white key. Blip up. Blip up. Blip up. Blip up. Blip up. Blip up. Right? That's going. Now we're going to go down. From that high C, blip down. Nearest key down. Blip down. This black key. Blip down. 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 You have to understand the concept of half key. Now, what does that mean? Well, in the olden days, when they decided to do the octave, that means from C to C is an octave. There are 8 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is an octave. Then the number of hertz that go with the C is just doubled here on the next C, and it's doubled on the next C, and so forth. So physics can explain why you put these two as being similar names, C and C. In between, in the Western world in Europe, they decided to divide it into 12 equal temperament, 12 equal distance. On the piano, it looks weird. Sometimes it's black key, sometimes it's white key, right? But on a guitar, just so that you have a concept of what a black half step is, where's my guitar? It's here. I hope it's in tune. Okay, here we go. Here's a mini guitar, and I'm playing A string. You see these frets here? If I go, this is A, and I push the first fret, it goes a blip up. I push the next fret, it goes a blip up. The nearest key, equivalent in a piano. You see? So this is the guitar blip. It has these frets for us to know. It's a blip up. On a piano, if I take that same A and I go a blip up, blip up, blip up, blip up, blip up, blip up. It's the nearest key. That's it. That's what a blip is. But in fact, it's not called a blip. A blip is my fun way of making it a syllable, a nonsense syllable. What do we call those? We call them half step. I know, it's a word that kind of makes us confused with the step I was talking about in your warm-up. But when I talk about half step, just replace the word half step with blip. That means just go to the nearest key. Okay, so half step up, half step up, half step up, half step up, half step up. So I'm just, using a vocabulary that's in music. It's called a half step. Half step down, half step down, half step down, half step down. Okay. Now, what if I started telling you to find from C 4 half step up? Where would you end up? 1 half step, 2 half step, 3 half step, 4 half step. You would end up on E, right? Okay. From that E, 3 half steps up. 1 half step, 2 half steps, 3 half steps. My C major chord. It's 4 half steps followed by 3 half steps. From the bottom note or key to the middle one, there are 4 half steps. Right? From here, you go 1 half step, 2 half step, 3 half step, 4. From the middle key to the top key, there are 3 half steps. 1 half step, 2 half step, 3 half step. That's how I can find any major chord. So you already know this because you did your warm-up and you can find it. But that's the theory behind what a major chord is. Let's see if it works for the G major. So again, find G major position, G position. Earlier we were doing the warm-up, right? We stepped up and down and then we skip. And we do a block chord G major, chord G major. If I did not do my warm-up, can I still find G major? Yes, by counting the number of half steps. So here's G. For a major chord, how many half steps do I count? From the bottom to the middle, we count 4. So here's 1 half step, 2 half step, 3 half step, 4 half step. Here's my middle key. From that middle key, how do I find the next key? 3 half steps. 1 half step, 2 half steps, 3 half step. This isn't my G major chord. Now let's see if you guys can figure it out and find me F major chord. I'll leave you some time to try to find your F major chord. Even though you didn't do your warm-up, 5-finger position and F, you can still find F major chord. Can you try it? Yeah. Find F. F is on the left side of the 3 black keys, because if this is C, this is D, this is E, this is F. Now, can you find the other keys that would make F major? Here's the answer. Here's our first key, F, because we call it an F major chord. How many half steps should we count up?
4.
4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is my next key. Right? And then from that middle, how do I find the top key? I count 3.
3.
1, 2, 3. And I found F major chord. I just now have to find it with the proper finger in my right hand. This is F major chord. All right? Okay, next one. This one's going to be tough. Can you find D major chord? D. Where's D? Is D, C? D is here between the 2 black keys. Now keep counting. Count 4 half steps. Find that key. Hold on to it. And then from that key, count 3 half steps. And what do you notice when you found your D major chord? You can unmute yourself if you found it, you think you got it.
The middle key is a black key.
Exactly. You counted correctly. Because if this is D, and I count 4 up, 1, 2, 3, 4, I end up here. The middle key here is a black key. From that black key, 3 more. 1, 2, 3 is a white key. These are the keys I need to press down for D major chord. So I recommend, now that you've learned the theory behind a chord, major chord, I recommend you find all kinds of different major chord just to practice getting used to it. Okay? All right. And chords are important because, why? Because we accompany all our songs with them. So when you find them, I would recommend you practice with your left hand actually, because most of the time you're going to play chords in the left hand. If you're short on time, you only want to practice chords in one hand, choose the left hand. If you want to accompany yourself singing, then I would practice finding chords for both hands. Okay, so next week we're gonna maybe play a game. Who's the fastest at finding this chord for me? And we'll see who's the fastest at finding the chord.